Okay, this is a picture of my mother on the left, Sally McLaughlin, with her best friend Helen McDonald, who whose name before her marriage was Helen McGuire. Uh, Apparently, she's going to show up in a lot of pictures as we go on. Probably this picture was probably taken during World War One when the two of them volunteered. I think they look to be less than 20 years old.
Okay, so this is 5329.
Okay. Sally Gallagher collects old photographs of her friends and family.
And the next one is a photo of her, what this must have been in.
Yes, it was something, I believe, at the Maloney Oil Company. I didn't know my mother worked there, but Agnes and my mother worked at the Maloney Oil Company, and that's where Agnes met James Collins. She was his secretary, and then she married him. But anyway, that's my mother.
I wonder if this is like a high school reunion pamphlet or something.
No, I don't think. I think it's a pamphlet from the Maloney Oil Company.
Okay.
Talking about the girls.
She looks a little bit older. She looks like almost married in that photo, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's
This
my
is
mother.
5333.
That's my mother again. It's a picture that appeared in the Scranton Times. It might have been an engagement picture. Now that I think
This is 5346.
that I think is the boy is, I think, my father, and the girl I think is Rosari, his sister Rosari. That's about all I can tell. Yep.
Wow. It's 5352.
That's my mother. Probably, I don't know how old she was there at that
6.
time. Yeah, it could be.
7.
Yeah. She really didn't change much over the years. Her looks.
There's another one.
She looks like she's ready for a fight. That's Sally. Look at that hairdo.
Well, they paid for a professional photographer, in a studio to take these photos.
It could be her first communion or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she looks pretty fierce.
Yeah. 5355.
That's Mom again. Looks like late teens, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair was still not white.
So that one was 5355, and this is 5360.
Okay, I don't know anybody there except my mother, who would be the second person from the left. The rest of the people must be friends of hers from high school or from work or something. I don't know who the lady is in front of my mother. It's not Helen, though. Helen McDonald. No.
It looks like they're in swimming clothes.
Yeah, definitely. Look at the guy. That's the way they dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It might have been at a place called Lake Winola. They used to go there a lot. Near Scranton.
She's so happy in all these photos, especially the swimming photos. There's a handful of those.
Mm. Let's see. That seems to be out in front of the White House.
Yes.
August 9th, 1915.
Doesn't say 25?
1925, yeah.
But I don't really recognize your mother in here.
I do not.
Unless this is her. But none of them really look like your mother.
None of them look like my mother. I don't know who those people are.
Maybe that's a different Sarah.
Although it probably is a different Sarah. But
it's definitely the White House. Because the next picture is the White House.
Yeah.
And I was looking at these blocks.
Yeah.
and then how this one's curved and this one's triangle.
Oh yeah.
You can see that if you look here.
Yeah.
Triangle curved.
Definitely
triangle
White
curved,
House.
And these blocks.
But the folks are unfamiliar.
Yeah. So they must have taken the train or the bus, right?
Yeah. But I don't know those people. There she is.
5332.
Yeah.
Probably in her 20s, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't know what the occasion is. It might be a graduation picture from high school, although she looks older.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it might have been an engagement picture taken for the Scranton Times or something.
Now, is that a cleft chin?
I
don't have one.
don't either.
We should look for that.
Yeah, Peter
definitely has one. Allison has one too.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go.
No, I think if any of them, that might be he.
Mm-hmm.
There, that would be the third row on the far right. Could be my dad. I know he sung in the choir at Holy Rosary.
Here's a pen mark right here.
No, that's not he.
Neither one of these.
No. That one over there is the closest I can see.
Okay.
1905. My dad would have been 6
Mm-hmm.
in 1905, so he could be in that picture.
This is 5447.
I have no idea. That's Sally.
Definitely maybe the first time she ever wore pants.
Yeah. I don't know what she was doing, it's World War I, definitely, but World War I was around 1911, or was it 1919? So she'd be a teenager there. And
Yeah.
what she was wearing, I don't know. It looks like some kind of a volunteer stuff.
Mm-hmm. 5467. Let's see what it says down here.
With something.
With
love,
all my love.
11/28/1924.
Ooh, look at those shoes.
Yo. You know what that is? She was maid of honor at Agnes's wedding in 1924. So I would bet that that's at Agnes's wedding when Sally got a chance to be take a picture by herself. Because there's other pictures of her with Agnes where she's wearing that outfit.
Amazing. 5638.
That might be something I do. I don't know.
Yeah. Doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
Merry Christmas.
But since it's so perfectly balanced, that looks like it might be me. Yeah. I don't know
Whoever
why.
did it with a pencil first. See, you could see the lines.
Yeah.
And
With
then
a ruler.
Yeah, with a ruler. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be. Now, here we go. Oh, these are people. On the left would be my mother. In the middle is Helen McGuire, who married McDonald. I knew her. She was a very nice lady. And she was still alive when my mother moved back to Scranton. So they connected again. And on the right is Agnes. Agnes McLaughlin, who became Agnes Collins.
Are you sure Agnes isn't on the left?
Pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's my mother.
Okay.
And since Helen is in there, it must be my mother, since they were buddies. I knew her as a kid. She had kids around my age, too, and we would visit her when we went to Scranton.
All right.
Okay, it's marked out.
Rocky Glen,
It's showing
1923.
pretty daring, showing their ankles.
Showing their ankles, yeah. Now, I know that Rocky Glen is one of the places that the Maloney Oil Company had an outing.
Right.
So this is probably that.
Yes. So I don't know who the folks are, but Sarah is my mother. Helen, I don't think. I think the only person I know in that is my mother, who looks pretty happy. Again, still happy.
Still happy.
Yeah. That's my mother on the left, Agnes in the middle, and Helen McGuire on the right. So she and Helen were probably good friends too. I see them holding hands. That must be Rocky Glen too.
Let's look at Agnes's outfit with the heavy collar.
Yeah.
And your mother's outfit, which is sort of the gray.
That's
and
a
let's
really
go back to
cool
the previous
coat.
one. This is 5648. So let's go back to the one before.
Nope, it's different. Whoop.
No, it's the same.
You think?
Yeah, look at this with the stripes. And look at Agnes. See, this is Agnes right here. See the heavy collar? It's the same collar as the next picture.
I don't know who that.
That says Agnes. That's a
Okay.
weird G, but
Yeah.
look at the collar, though. Let's go to the next page.
Got it, yeah.
Oh, it's got this thing.
Yeah.
The lower stripe, too. Well, it's
Yeah.
definitely the same.
Yeah.
So Agnes
day.
was not looking at the camera.
Right.
And in this one, in 5648, she doesn't look happy. She doesn't look happy in any of these.
Any of the pictures.
Yeah.
She was a very, very happy person.
Maybe they switched personalities later.
No comment. Probably the same day. Yeah, look at the outfits. There's Agnes.
Oh, yeah, and that's a heavy collar again.
There's
So
the collar,
the same
yeah.
day.
And then on the far left is my mother.
Look at the curl in front of her hair.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
And that's Helen McDonald.
I wonder if Helen worked at Maloney, too.
Probably did.
Yeah, she probably did.
And Agnes was the boss's secretary. Agnes is the one who has the telephone pole grown out of her head.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of the ladies, I don't know. They were from the Maloney Oil Company. Maloney Oil, by the way, was purchased by Standard Oil, and everybody got rich. Or Agnes and James did anyway.
That's 5649.
Well, Rocky Glen, something of Maloney Oil.
Some
Force.
of Maloney Oil.
Force.
August
August. All right.
1923. It's the same day.
Look
at
at the
August.
far right. That's Agnes and her husband, James Collins.
Were they married in 23?
I think they were married in 24. So they were dating or whatever, but they looked like they were a couple at that point.
Yeah.
And let's see who else. I don't see my mother in that. Nope. And the gentleman with the flower and the hat, I don't know who he is, but he must be somebody, one of the bosses, I guess. Mm-hmm. But that's definitely Agnes and James.
The Glen Bathhouse opened 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Bathing suits to hire.
That's 5650, and then we go to 5652.
That's Sally, 1924 in Atlantic City. Nice knees, lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at the headband.
It's okay. It's still going.
Okay. There's Helen McGuire again, my mother in the middle. And the guy, I don't know.
So curly, her hair.
Yeah. I don't know who the guy is.
So in the summer of 24, she's 24.
Yep. she was born in January 23rd, I believe, 1900. And my dad was born in, I'm blanking out, June 16th, 1899. Just 100 years before Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
More of the same. You can probably by now identify Helen McLaughlin.
Some of our hotel friends, Atlantic City, 1924.
So that's Helen on the far left, Skip the guy, and then, well, anyway, Mom's the fourth one in from the left.
Mm-hmm.
1924.
Oh, that's not good.
Oops.
It's 56, 54, Atlantic City, 1924. Yep.
It's more of the same. That's my mother.
Atlantic Beach, Sarah and Jay Kelly, whoever that is. Jay Kelly.
I wonder if he was a gentleman caller. I don't know.
He appears older than her. He doesn't appear 24.
I don't know who
Can't
those
tell.
people are.
It's 56, 55.
It says Joe, Sally, and Jack. May 1925. So that would be my father, who looks like Fred Astaire in that particular
He does.
picture. They dated for 10 years, and then were married in 1930. And Jack, I don't know who Jack is.
Jack Hannick.
No, he would probably be born in later.
Okay.
I don't know. But I never knew my dad looking like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 years later, he looked a lot different.
He fleshed out quite a bit.
Home cooking.
Yeah. That's my mother, and I don't know who the little lady is.
That's 56, 61.
We're back at Atlantic City
56,
again.
64. She's older.
Yeah. I don't know who the other ladies are, but I don't know. They might be related. Not familiar to me.
Oh, what's this say at the top? F-O-R-R 4-H. F-O-R-H. 4.
Don't know. Atlantic City. They dragged me off to Atlantic City a couple of times. I hated it. I hated the sand. I hated all that itchy stuff. My mother and Helen McDonald. I wonder if I could find her kids. There's so many great pictures of her. Helen McDonald. Helen McDonald was her married name, and Helen McGuire was when they were friends.
You know, in 1988, I visited Peter in Aspen when he was at the music festival. And my hair was doing the same exact thing that Sally's hair is doing in this. It was curling down the middle of my face because I was just the way it was. This is 5669.
The only person I recognize is Helen McGuire in the center, behind the lady in the white. Rest of the people look like racetrack touts. I don't recognize anybody there. Nope.
That's 5670, and then this is 5712. This is the photo we saw earlier today.
Yeah,
But this
that
was
was
in a magazine or a
Scranton
newspaper.
Times, the rotogravure, probably an announcement. There's an arrow in the lower right there.
Sarah McLaughlin.
Sarah, and it's cut off. Might be an engagement picture. I guess that's my mother, looking fierce. It doesn't look like anything else, but that must be she.
Yeah, hard to tell.
Might be
It's
one
weirdly cropped, or it's strange. It's not. There wasn't a white background when they took the photo. You see how it's
Like they cut
it's
it out.
uneven. Yeah.
Especially along that edge here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's 5717. This is 5718. You saw this one already?
Yeah.
There's Helen. That could be your mom. That's got the curl.
No, well, could be. Yeah, could be. She looks like the Duchess of Windsor, who the king married. Anyway.
This is 5723. I think I zoomed in on certain ones of these.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go back
Yes,
one.
sir. Go back one to that one that was just of the guys and she. It said Frank.
Frank, 1920.
Frank.
That's not
That's
brother
not
Frank.
Uncle Frank, no.
No.
That's the picture there that's Mart with Jip.
Jip is
I
the
don't-
dog. This is in the top.
Top middle in the circle. I don't know why I remember their dog's name, but that's the dog was Jip, and that's Mart. And then my mother was James Collins, who Agnes married. He was the boss's son. And
It's probably your mother in the
That's what-
center in the
that's my
water.
mother.
On the far left, she's in the picture. That's in the center.
Yep. Don't know who that is. Move down. It's Helen in the oval picture in 1920. And I don't know who the guy is. It could be James McLaughlin, but I don't know. And then my mother in 1918, which she was 18 years old. And that looks like the dog.
Is that the same dog?
Couldn't be the same dog. Well, could be the same dog.
Could be.
Okay.
Oh, then there's these. That's Helen again, the lower right.
That's Helen, and I don't know who. Sarah and Helen,
1918. That's the one where they're dressed like nurses.
Yep, during the war. And that's probably James, not James Collins, but James McLaughlin would be my mother's brother who served overseas. Okay.
1919, Sarah in 19.
She'd be 19.
Oh, the curl right down the middle of her forehead.
She had a little curl. Frank, I don't know which Frank that is. And then there's another Frank, two Franks.
All the Franks are hanging around, paddling in the middle of a...
Yeah, that's nobody I know. Too many Franks.
That's 5725.
Franks and she had the beans. Nothing new. Nope.
Let's see what this says.
Music Lake Park. Outing.
Outing.
1922.
She had the curl on her forehead in 1922. This is the Frank from the previous side.
Yep. He must be a Swain. He's not one of ours. And
Music Lake, 1921.
that might have been the guy that Helen married. He was a nice guy. Come to think of it, he doesn't look like the guy, though. So I don't know. Maybe she was dating somebody else. Don't know. That could be me, though, in that canoe in the
1921.
back. Yeah.
1921, though.
That was
It's
the
not
ghost of me.
Yeah. Rocky Glen in 23.
Yep.
Probably that same day. That's 5728. 57. This is 5728. What's that one? 5727. This one's 5728.
Okay.
We looked at that. Sarah in 22.
Okay. Maloney family outing. That'd be the Maloney Oil Company. And
There's Sarah in the back.
Sarah in the back. And that's the only person I recognize. There's a heavy-set fellow in the back on the left. He shows up at the wedding, at Agnes's wedding. I think he might be James Collins' brother. That's all I know there. Now there we got Agnes at the top. 1923 would be right before she was married. This lady is Agnes. Doesn't look too happy in that one either.
That's 5730. This is 5731. Lake Winola outing.
Agnes.
There's Agnes.
Mark, Sarah's in the front row.
Lake Sheridan. This is number 5732.
1924.
There's
Sally.
a Frank again.
Yeah, it's not our Frank. No. She was in the second row. No.
Cut off.
Cut off. Nice knees, lady.
5733. The Bunch at Nona's July 14th party, 1924.
That's Mom in there peeking around on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of them I don't know.
Same day, Lake Sheridan. Oh, July 4th, 1924. There's Sarah right here. Could that be your dad?
That could be my father. Sure doesn't look like him, but he looks like the Fred Astaire from the earlier pictures, so it could be Dad.
Would they be dating in 1924?
Yeah. They married 6 years later, so yeah, they dated for 10 years. I dated for 6 weeks.
Lake Winola Beauties, August 21. This is 5735.
I think you know Helen McGuire by now and
Yeah.
my mother by now.
Something happened. in the
Something
picture.
happened there. CIA, maybe. Honolulu. That would be Uncle James. That would be my mother's brother.
5736.
In 1923 in Honolulu. Yeah, that's James, all right. He's my mother's brother, older brother, who was 16 years old when he lied about his age and got into the Army and stayed. And he ended up at Camp Oswego, and that's where they settled. The McLaughlin, James McLaughlin family. Wow. That's my mom. Sarah and Billy. I guess she was going out with Billy in the middle there. Hey, Billy.
Hey, Billy.
You missed out, kid.
Nona and Bill, Sarah and Billy, Helen and something. Labor Day, 1921. Lake Winola, 1921.
Mom's on the right. Other ladies, I don't know.
Anna,
Let me see.
Jean,
No, that's not our Anna. Nope. Like Winola again.
this is 5740. Madison's Lake Winola.
I don't know these other folks.
Oh, there's your mom on the lower left.
Yep.
Joe Murdy.
Joe Murdy.
Mertz.
Mertz.
Joe Mertz. Oh, and that's Helen in the upper left in the circle.
Yep.
This one's 5741.
That's her brother and sister, 1923. That'd be James.
Sarah and James.
Didn't know James that well because they lived in Oswego.
Mm-hmm.
I knew one of his daughters pretty well. She shows up later. Helen Jeanette McLaughlin, my first cousin. Well, there's a group. Helen McGuire in the first row, and my mother right behind her. Yep. And I don't see anybody else like Agnes or nope.
This woman with the prominent nose to the left of your mother shows up a couple times.
Yeah.
That looks like alfalfa right above you.
Yeah, yeah. That's what he did after he grew up.
This is 5742. 5748. Sally in Lake Winona. Sarah, they weren't calling her Sally.
Yes, sir. Now, that would be, on the left, it'd be my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
That's Mary Jane McLaughlin. Mary Jane McAndrew McLaughlin, who had 11 children, one of whom is the nun, and her name in real life was Julia, and she took the name, or was given the name, Sister Fridlin, and she was a member of the Immaculate Heart Order. The girl, I don't know who that is, but that's my grandma, and she looked like that when she lived with us. Didn't age.
1920.
Wow.
So she's a McAndrew, and Alier's freshman year at University of Rochester, freshman year, roommate was also a McAndrew.
Oh, wow.
From her, either she or part of her family is from Scranton, so we thought that Allier and she were cousins, but her family didn't have any interest in figuring out if they were cousins, so they dropped it.
Okay.
That was in 2015 when she started there. It's a long time ago.
Yeah. Boy, they must have been buddies.
You know, Helen moved to Buffalo, 1923, Buffalo Botanical Gardens. I think there's children, Helen's children show up.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recognize them. Although I met them, they were pleasant enough.
Mm-hmm.
I just see Helen and maybe a
that's
piece
your mother
of my
behind,
mother, yeah.
With the curl in the forehead.
Well, I wish I could find the McGuire family, McDonald family. That might be Agnes. You can zoom in.
This is 5757. I think it's Agnes.
I think it's Agnes.
Smiling. She's got a smile,
yeah,
a little smile.
Little smile. Look at my
Your mom
mother.
showed her smile. She knew how to smile for the camera.
She did. To her dying day. That's Agnes on the right.
5761.
She and James were childless. James died, and Agnes pretty much adopted me. So I had two mothers and a grandma. Don't know.
Hmm. 5762.
It might be Agnes, and I don't know who the baby is.
Hard to tell.
No, you didn't think it was Agnes.
5763.
That's too heavy set to be my mother. No, unless the clothing makes it bulk up. 1918. It looks like a heavy-set person who's not.
Mm-hmm.
She. Don't know.
5764. That might be Agnes.
Yeah.
With the brow.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who the kids are. Don't know.
5765. Put the adult hat on the kid.
That's James, all right.
Is that his wife?
That could be his wife. Her name was Dorothy, and that's all I know about her. And that's certainly James. And that's Agnes.
Mm-hmm. It's 5766.
Agnes and somebody. I don't know. Crystal Beach, Canada.
Whoa.
1923. No sense identifying who the two ladies are. I don't know who the kids are. But they were in their early 20s.
Uh-huh. 1918.
Is that Mom?
Could
I
be.
don't know. And I don't know who the elderly person is.
It's 5774.
Philadelphia.
May of 26.
Philadelphia would be her sister, my mother's sister, Mary, who was known as Mame, lived in Philadelphia. She married a guy by the name of John Hannock. And that baby in front of her house, 1926. Don't know. That could be Jack Hannock.
5776. Oh, this is the box that was holding her calling cards.
Oh,
Reynolds Brothers Stationery. That was a piece of metal. This is
wow.
metal
Wow.
of some sort.
Yeah.
5777.
This is Sarah M. McLaughlin. I have a box full of cards with different names that look just like this.
Right, there's a photo of those after this.
And I guess the thing was when you graduated or something, you exchanged cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have a box of these different names and then a box of my mother's cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other box, I guess.
Reynolds Brothers.
On monogram and address dies. You know.
Monogram and address dies.
You know, they make a die and then print
right,
from that.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So here we go. This is, what number is this? 5780. This is only some of them.
Yeah.
Helen Kearney, Frida Katz, Harry Riley, Mary E. McLaughlin. That's probably her sister, right?
It could be.
Glickfield. There's a Walsh.
Always a Walsh. The Collins, but I don't
Lucilla
think it
Collins.
was that Collins. But they got to pick, look at like Daisy here.
Right. The font.
They
right.
got to pick the font.
And these are all the other ones. Mildred.
We kept those, I think. I hope.
We haven't thrown any of that away.
Good.
So this is 5795. It's the panorama. And it says what it is in the front.
Okay, I found my mother already. It's over to the right. There's Sally and Helen.
Sally and Helen are just below the word dancing.
Right. And let's go to the center. Wherever
There's
the center
James,
is.
I think,
yeah.
right there.
And Agnes would be nearby.
That might be Agnes there.
Can you blow it up just a
No,
little more?
can't.
Okay. That could probably is Agnes, and that's definitely James. And there's the guy, heavyset guy with the mustache again.
Mm-hmm.
They may be brothers because this guy was in their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I forgot. Did we find my mother?
Yeah, she's right. No, that's Agnes.
Yeah, that's a...
Your mother is under the word dancing. No, that's your mother.
Yeah.
That's your mother.
Oh, next to Helen
Agnes.
McGuire.
Yeah. But I wonder if they met there. Anyway, Crystal, it says Crystal, no,
Palace?
Rocky Glen Park,
Yeah, that's where they went.
August 1923.
Okay. So Mom was 23.
5796. Oh, this is a zoom of the same picture.
Yep.
Oh, not smiling today, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
But she does the curl on her forehead.
Yep. That was probably cultivated.
You think so?
Yeah, I think.
All right, now, I don't know if all of them are in the same place, but this is a strange thing that she had. Roses is red, violets is blue, will you be my Valentine?
It looks like somebody drew it.
Yeah, somebody drew this. To my Valentine. There's a couple of pages of this, and I don't know if they're together or not. Oh, look at his feet. This is 5798. I think that's it. That's the last one.
All right. Wow.
All right.